feel like a real gardener. Careful with my nails. And then the annoying thing is switching. Ah, it's hot. Just like with the other step, I am just kind of shove it on there. Yeah.
Don't trip, Miss Raven. Don't trip, be careful.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Raven. Over the last few years, you've seen me transform my backyard from literally just being an empty patch of grass to now having a pool, a nice patio with a wet bar, and a lot of landscaping has been done. But I'm not done yet. One of the things that I always really wanted to add out here is my very own little vegetable garden. And now that I've been getting more into bigger DIY projects and actually building things and working with power tools, I thought maybe I can just build my own vegetable garden. But here's the thing, I don't know anything about building these type of wooden raised garden beds, and I also don't know anything about gardening in general. So my goal is to do this in a very DIY, beginner-friendly way. I got my girl Zoe to help me with the build and my mom to help me with the gardening because she does know a little bit about vegetable gardens, and my plan is to just learn as I go. So this is where I want to put it, partially because this is the only spot I have.
Okay.
The rest of my yard is accounted for pretty much. But I feel like this is a good spot because I got this wall space. I could like put it up against the wall, have things like climbing up the wall, trellis vibes.
Yeah.
And then it gets good sunlight hitting right here. Like literally right in this perfect little spot is where the sun hits, which I assume is good for vegetable plants.
For plants, I'd say so.
I don't know. And then like I have a decent amount of like length here. So I want to do probably like 2 big boxes side by side. It's a little sloped right here, but like right up against the wall, it's not bad. So I feel like that should be fine.
And the sloping definitely gets worse like off to the side. So if we keep them like closer to the left over here, we shouldn't have an issue.
I don't want them too close to the trash cans for obvious reasons.
It just feels nasty.
But like between this line right here, somewhere around here and here, 4 foot, 8 feet total.
Yeah, that's doable.
Based on our unprofessional calculations, we think we need 8 bags of potting soil per box, so 16 bags total. Careful with my nails. 16 bags of Vigoro all-purpose potting mix. Some peat moss to mix in, and we could mix in some perlite, but it looks like they're sold out. Don't know much about this, but I know that this one says for vegetable gardens, so I'm assuming this is good for vegetable gardens.
Personally, for me, I don't like the cherry tomatoes because they grow too wild and crazy, and your garden container is small. So you want something that's gonna pretty much kind of grow straight up for your first try. So I would recommend the container tomato. They're smaller, but they don't grow completely crazy. And then anything that says hybrid, for some reason, does well in this climate. Big boys do fine. Any of these tomatoes that they have here would work for your space. If you're gonna do 12 plants total, I would do 3 or 4 tomato plants, 2 pepper plants, maybe some herbs and some cucumbers.
So since I want to do 3 tomato spots, I'm just going to try 3 different kinds and then I can kind of see which ones work. It'll be an experiment. So I'm going to do a patio tomato, a big boy tomato, and the celebrity hybrid. I love basil, a lot of Italian dishes and stuff, so it'd be nice to grow my own basil. I'm gonna do like how many? 3 of these? 2? And then cucumber. Cucumber is one of my favorite vegetables to eat. Get 2 of those. The other thing that we need for the bottom of the plant beds is to put a whole bunch of logs and wood and twigs and things to kind of fill up space, allegedly, apparently. So we're in an undisclosed location sorting through all the tree trimmings that they're just gonna end up getting rid of, looking for the right size logs that are small enough to fit, because we do not have the right tools to be able to cut down some of these larger pieces, but we're just scavenging for the right size pieces. All right, so the process of actually building the garden boxes, it's essentially a series of frames that are stacked on top of each other to create the box shape. And so to make a frame, we've got our 4-foot pieces and our 2-foot pieces, and it's just creating a rectangle like so, with the smaller pieces sandwiched inside. We've already kind of experimented with this to see the best way to attach them. What we found is that it's best to drill a pilot hole, even though this is cedar and it's a softer wood. Some people may say you don't need to drill pilot holes, you can use self-drilling screws or whatever and just go straight in. We tried that, it did not work. I don't know if this is gonna work, it's having trouble. I think these may not be the right supplies. We're drilling pilot holes, and then we're gonna be using these 3-inch exterior like deck screws. So lining up the pieces to create a corner like this, and then I'm just gonna go about right there, straight in. And then second one. And then the annoying thing is switching, it's hot. So then that's one corner attached. I've already got this side attached. And then obviously just gonna do the same thing to attach that other piece. And then you have a rectangular frame. Wow, 4x2 size. And I'm gonna end up stacking 6 of these on top of each other to create about a 2-foot high box. But fun fact, did you know that 2x4s are not actually 4 inches wide? They're like 3.5. So it'll be like 21 inches tall, I guess. So just like that, I've got 12 frames built, 6 frames for each box. So I got them kind of grouped up here. You can kind of see the vibes a little bit. And now it's time to attach them together to actually create a box. So it starts with 1 frame, and then I have 4 21-inch long pieces of 2x4s, which are gonna act as the interior stabilizers of this piece. So they're kind of gonna go in each corner like this. I don't know if it's better to put them this way or if it matters, but basically these are gonna get screwed in to attach it, and then you stack the next frame, screw it in, stack the next frame, screw it in, and that's how the box comes together. One thing to note for those following along at home is to kind of make sure that you're starting off level so that as you stack it up, it will end up being level. My garage floor here that I'm building off of is, it may not be exactly level, but it's level enough. So I'm just gonna do it directly on the floor. If not, you might have to like level it and like prop something underneath it to make sure that you're starting off level, but I should be good. Just like with the other step, I am gonna go ahead and drill a pilot hole first, and I'm gonna orient it like this. Again, it doesn't matter, I'm choosing to do it like this. I'm just gonna do it like a centered screw. Same screws from before, and just gonna screw them in. Got that one screwed in. Now you just keep stacking them on and doing the same thing to attach it. So it should just kind of slide on. Ooh, satisfying. I don't like the way this is sitting. Why is this crooked?
Maybe we can since we have the supports kind of in, we can place all of them and make sure they're aligned properly. I don't know if that would be easier. Why are they all so different? This piece is an inch bigger, like half an inch bigger than all these other pieces. And this piece is off too, or I guess they're just all different sizes.
The Home Depot people cut it, so we were trusting them to cut them accurately.
They did cut it.
This is really crooked, this post.
Yeah, let's undo that one.
So we're gonna double team it, drilling and screwing, and just get all these stacked up on top of each other, even though they're not lining up perfectly. Oh well, it's gonna be a little janky, but hopefully it kind of just comes together in the end. I don't know. Last piece. Oh, last piece. It doesn't fit.
Get your side first.
Boom.
And then we'll go like that.
Boom.
And hit it. Hit it.
Just kind of shove it on there.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just takes a little brute force. Screw that in, and then we're done. And voila. It's just a little not straight, but.
It looks good.
Ooh, it's kind of heavy. Now I have to do a whole nother one.
Don't trip, Miss Raven. Don't trip, be careful.
Okay, so placement-wise, I'm gonna have to play around with it, but let's just start here. Now that I've got my boxes in place over here on the side of my house, the next step is to create bottom liner situation. I got this Vigoro weed control film roll of stuff that I'm gonna lay across the bottom because there's no bottoms to these, and just kind of staple it in place. So I'm thinking this is 3 feet wide. If I just kind of roll out enough, just cut it. I'm not trying to line the whole sides, it's just to cover the bottom. So got a staple gun, so I'm gonna staple it in place so it doesn't shift around. Next step, line the bottom of the planter with a bunch of logs and sticks and twigs to fill up space and help with drainage and aeration. So we got some big ones. I think maybe not.
I think we can use that one. Put it at the bottom.
Yeah.
That fits perfectly.
Next layer, luckily my dad had just raked up some leaves, so I stole these leaves from my parents' house. Just some old dry leaves to, again, kind of fill up some space. Just gonna sprinkle some of this in. Fill in the gaps in between the logs. I feel like a real gardener. Time to add the dirt. Basically, our wooden leaves mixture is about halfway, and then the dirt will be the rest of the half. The dirt should probably be a little bit deeper than this, but hopefully this is okay. We got our Vigoro all-purpose potty mix. We got our additives that we're gonna kind of sprinkle in the middle. But first we need to put like half of our potty mix in to get started. So I guess we will just slice and pour. So we got 3 bags of potting mix in here. Now we're gonna sprinkle in some
Manure.
Some cow poop, some manure. This is black cow manure, certified for vegetable garden. Mix it in. This is earthworm castings plant food. This was recommended by a family friend who knows what they're doing. We got blood meal and bone meal. Whatever that is, just a sprinkling.
Yeah, just like a.
Yum. And then peat moss, sphagnum peat moss to retain moisture and nutrients. And now we mix.
It smells really good.
You're weird. I don't want you to know that.
I know. It's because I grew up digging
This
around.
does not
in dirt.
smell good. It smells like cow manure, dirt,
I
blood,
love the smell of manure.
blood, bones, poop, dirt, worms. You think that smells good?
It does. It's like, oh, I'm outside.
Now, I know there's like a lot of other additives and stuff and certain measurements of how you can make the best soil for your vegetables, but remember that I'm a beginner and I'm just doing my best. But feel free to leave your suggestions down below. Now we can top it off with another, maybe couple bags of this. Got one done. We're gonna repeat the same process for the other one. It essentially took 6 bags of potting soil and then plus all of our add-ins. Next step, we're ready to plant. I have all my plants here from Home Depot. I've got 11 plants. I do want to hold out for a strawberry plant that I just haven't been able to purchase yet, so I think I'm gonna leave a spot for that, but I have 11 plants to plot here. Tomatoes, peppers, basil. Do you have any insight on best practices for placement?
Yeah, you gotta leave room. They really want like more than a foot, but for container gardening like this, I don't ever bother to do that. But I like to maybe put the tomatoes, since they grow really big, on the outside corners. Notice also that you might want to do if they grow really big, you're going to have to do a cage. So you've got to leave room for that.
These are jalapenos, bell pepper, cucumber. This is a tomato. I don't remember what kind of tomato this is, but this is the hybrid tomato, celebrity tomato, and the lemon boy tomato.
You might have to play around with it a little bit, but since you plan on maybe doing a trellis, I would put the cucumbers in the middle back right here, and then put the other one on the other side in the middle back.
Cucumber, middle back.
Herbs towards the front because you'll want to pick them,
Basil.
and then kind of evenly space out the rest.
So that's tomato, pepper, another pepper. My future strawberries, I guess.
Yeah, let's not put the tomatoes right next to each other because they'll get big and bushy. Let's do a tomato here, and a tomato here, and a tomato here, and a tomato here. You wanted room for strawberries?
Where would be in that spot? Over there, I guess.
Put strawberries right there. Perfect.
Okay. Wow, I have my very own vegetable garden now. This came out pretty good, I think. Our boxes are a little bit wonky, but you can't even really tell. Hopefully our soil mix is good and placement is good. I'm excited to see these grow, and I'm excited for Ziya to kind of be involved with the process. We can come out here and water our plants and garden. Good news is it's supposed to rain like tonight or tomorrow, so that'll be good for them. And yeah, hopefully they grow. If not, it's not a big deal. It's not like I'm relying on these for sustenance. It's just like a fun activity that I've always wanted to do. And I'm thinking about adding a trellis to the back of them, just so that for some of these climbing plants, they have something to climb onto, but that'll have to be phase 2. So stay tuned.